The COVID-19 Health Recovery Levy was introduced during the peak of the coronavirus pandemic in 2021 when a significant number of people had contracted the virus, resulting in numerous deaths. The primary objective of implementing this special levy was to generate revenue to support the provision of healthcare goods and services, as well as cover other COVID-19 related expenses. During that time, the government implemented various measures such as providing food, electricity and water to mitigate the devastating effects of the pandemic on citizens. However, in order to recover the cost incurred, several levies were imposed despite opposition from various stakeholders. Although all restrictions imposed to manage the pandemic have been lifted, the hopes of abolishing the levy were not fulfilled. During the president's 29th update, the president was very emphatic. He says that the COVID-19 health recovery levy was going to be maintained. This, however, was greeted with a lot of resistance by some stakeholders. Okujeto Ablakwa is the member of parliament for North Tongue, and he says that this decision by the president is harsh and insensitive.
It's marks of bad faith and insincerity for President Akufo-Addo to lift all restrictions and indicate that we are back to the pre-COVID era. And yet, what has been a defining feature for the COVID era, which is the COVID-19 levy, the president did not announce that that tax handle will be abolished. That is a height of insensitivity. It is totally unacceptable. You do not tell us that you are introducing the COVID-19 levy to help manage COVID. Now COVID is over and you are maintaining it. So we are seeing a president and a government that doesn't keep its word, it's not sincere, cannot be trusted, and even more worrying, does not appear to be conscious about the plight of Ghanaians, the business community, and the entire country.
Also delivering his address, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, debunked all claims and assertions indicating that his government benefited from the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, this comment has also not been taken up well by the Member of Parliament for North Tongue.
If you read the IMF country report on Ghana, the IMF insists that they ask for the COVID-19 audit as a prior action, or if you like, as a conditionality. Just read page 22 of the country report. Now the president is claiming that the audit was done at his instigation. So who do we believe? Both cannot be speaking the truth. And if you look at the president's track record, I am inclined to believe the IMF.
Meanwhile, the business community is expressing dissatisfaction with the government's decision. Samson Asakia Wingobet, the executive director for the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, highlights that many businesses are still struggling under the burden of this levy.
It's a huge one COVID payment can take the transport to transport his goods to him in Accra or Titama industrial area for him to be able to pay for transportation. And so if someone is clearing 100 containers, you can imagine how much that person is going to pay. Become a cost component for as part of the cost of doing businesses in our port. And I have said that, look, as we sit here, people who import to Ivory Coast and Lomé do not spend, are not overstretched like the one who import through Temoport here. And that is why the reality is done on us. And if government think that the only way to go is to always compound with Ghanaians with so much taxes and stuff like that.
Citizens will continue to pay the 1% COVID-19 health recovery levy, which was instituted by government in 2021, despite calls for government to scrap the levy. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Kweku Ediamansa.